Hello, welcome to 5 by 5. I'm your host, Tonton. Welcome. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm so excited. Wow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the curiosity. Thank you for everything. Yo, seriously, thank you. Thank you so much. This is so exciting. This is such a new thing to me, so I'm still learning camera angles and facial expressions, and am I using too much hands? So this is very new. So I'm kind of, as they say, YOLOing this. But I think it's all about having fun. It's all about feeling comfortable. It's all about doing your thing. It's all about grooving. It's all about providing a really positive, happy experience. So welcome. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here. Beautiful people, amazing people. I hope you're well. Sending you so much love, so much hugs, so much light, so much strength, so much power, so much confidence, so much focus, determination, and victory, and all good, happy blessings be to you. Bringing in big hugs. All right, let's go. Even the birds are here. Let's go. And love you guys. Hard hands. Let's go. Right. Welcome, 5 by 5 debut. So 5 by 5 is actually my project. Have an amazing team, met a lot of amazing people. It's been a great journey, learning about different stories, different industries. So 5 by 5 is a random questionnaire show that asks amazing individuals 5 random questions that are tailored to their industry, the industry that they work in, but also tailored to their likes as well. So you get a nice, happy, warm response. That's just chill, that's just happy, that's just full of positivity, and you see their faces light up, and they're able to be themselves and just chill and just forget about the problems of the world. And yeah, it's just about providing a chilled experience, happy vibes, warm vibes, heartfelt vibes. So it's a show that wants to deliver heart and a happy, positive experience, because we need more love. You look at the world and it's full of darkness. Yo, man, it's like a vice. It's where's the positivity at? So just wanting to deliver something back into the world that's full of heart and full of positivity and full of light and warmth and love. So yeah. But not only is 5 by 5 about random questionnaires, but it's also educational as well. We also have the opportunity to see the amazing, beautiful person that is behind a particular industry, behind the camera, behind the mask, behind the video game developing. You get to see the amazing, beautiful person, the soul that's within that person, by learning a bit about their backstory, as well as an insight into the industry that they work in, so that people that are wanting to pursue a career in that industry have a kind of an overall heads up as to what to expect in that industry. So it's educational, fun, light, loving, but also funny at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty much what 5 by 5 is. So not only will it be about cosplay, but it'll be about the video game industry, it'll be about the photography industry, it'll be about the videography industry, the children's picture book industry, digital art industry. So there's always something new, a different experience to deliver, and something, fun, warm, and fuzzy to expect. So that is the overall shape of what 5 by 5 is, but you'll get an overall gist as the episodes go on and on. Now, today's episode is a back-to-back episode, so lucky you get to see the format of 5 by 5, such as the 5 random questions, but also the interview side and going in depth into learning about a particular amazing person, as well as their backstory, as well as the change that they want to achieve through the work that they do. Now, our first interview for today comes from Cerulean Creative Studios, the creative director and founder of Cerulean Creative Studios, who is Arthur Chee. So just a bit of back info on Arthur. Arthur is a super chilled. He's so nice, very kind, very humble, very down to earth, very easy to talk to, very easy to vibe with. He's just an all-round positive person to be around and talk to. It's just a joy. Just learning about his story, as well as learning about his insight into First Nation culture, as well as the video game industry. So Arthur is a Wankanuru man, which is a tribe that is located and situated on the borders of Northern Territory, South Australia, and Queensland. So his people are around that area, from that area, which is near the Simpson Desert. So Arthur's had half a decade experience within the video game industry. Again, he's also the game director and founder of Cerulean Creative Studios, which is uniquely an Aboriginal-led studio in Kaurna Country, which is in South Australia. So Arthur's worked on video game titles such as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Crimson Cutlass, and is currently working on Cerulean Creative Studios' upcoming Dreamtime title, Cheeky Boy, which is based on a Nurunga Dreamtime story. So I had the honor to not only talk about the upcoming Dreamtime title, but we also dived into the importance of First Nation culture and why using First Nation games like Cheeky Boy is important to help maintain cultural stability, as well as help provide more positive opportunities for not only First Nation children, but also those wanting to pursue a career in the video game development industry. And you can catch all of that in today's episode. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take a dive and welcome to 5 by 5. Archie, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you, Tonton. Hey everyone. Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah,
nice.
It's an honor and a privilege to have you on board. And this is actually my first First Nations interview. So
thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's fun to be able to do that for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and especially since I haven't really heard of much First Nation games. Like this is the first time that I've interacted with the First Nations game. So it's really wonderful that PAX can include First Nations culture into its gaming culture.
It's actually very nice to be here in the. I always mix up between like it's Kirip Willem or Willem Kirip in the First Nations room. It's run by Ben Armstrong, and it's been really nice to be around other First Nations and Aboriginal Australian creators. Really,
it's amazing to be amongst you all and to see like a cultural side, a different side to this, because I don't think PAX has ever had one of these before.
I think it's been going for like about 4 years, but
really?
Sadly enough, it's not really that advertised. And it's like because we're on like the second floor of the convention as well. Unless you know what you're looking for, it's a bit hard to really find it.
Yeah,
I guess just like a lot of things, like there's a lot going on. So
there is a lot of things going on. It's just one of those secret gems that you have to go and find for yourself.
Exactly, and it's worthwhile. Like even this, like right now, there's a coloring workshop, and like so there's a lot of fun stuff we do in this room.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm glad that we can get everyone involved, and yeah, there's different avenues of expressing culture and getting people involved in it in different ways. So
exactly,
yeah, I'm glad that we can do that.
Especially it's a very small scene as a First Nation creator in Australia and in the world. Like last year, we had the First Nations Indigenous Game Summit in New Zealand, and that was the first time a lot of us came together. And I'm sure, as First Nation people, we kind of bond over sadly a lot of common things that have happened, but comes as like a very niche within a niche as game creators.
Yeah,
it's good to be able to come here and talk about games and our art form and bond over being First Nations as well.
Absolutely, and it's so important to include that, which is what I think. Brother, just a quick question. So being a First Nations developer, what does being a First Nation man mean to you?
Yeah, so I'm Arthur Chee. So I'm Wankanuru man. So I'm from, the way I describe it to help people is like you think about in Northern Territory, South Australia and Queensland. We're on the border of the 3 states. So we're in the middle of the desert. That's where my people are from. So I'm originally from there in Alice Springs and grew up and moved around a lot. So being a First Nations game developer, it's really nice to be able to create opportunities for other people and tell stories. For example, we have one called Cheeky Boy, which is a Nurunga Dreamtime story. And the director on that, he isn't from games, he's from theatre and dance and stuff. And he's a very seasoned person in that field, but there's not many of us even in just the general digital tech and as a whole, right?
Yeah.
But being in games, we're like a niche of another niche. It's just being able to, it's a big undertaking to make a business and to be someone that can help make opportunities and make stories for other people, but to be able to do that, you have to spend years just honing your craft.
Yeah.
And I'm 6 years in, and it's I've always tried to do museum exhibits and a bunch of other things. So I'm always active, but you can't. It's unreliable. It's not. What's the word? You can't expect people to not. I had to go all in on this, and I miss out on opportunities doing a full-time job. There's no real full-time opportunities that well in Australia and games and stuff like that. So I have to do a lot of different things all the time. So it's just, the facilitation of everything is just a bit hard to
Yeah. Sorry, we've just had to move, unfortunately, because of the volume levels.
Yeah.
So we just decided to just move it to a more quieter place, so that everyone can actually hear what's being said.
Apparently the First Nations room is really fun.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Noisy in there.
Yeah, and it's great that it's drawing in a crowd. That more people are curious to see First Nations game and participate and explore more of the culture as well, which is great to see. So, and at least they can take that away with them, like that cultural.
Exactly. In like there was a couple of young ones there playing like Crimson Cutlass, the game that my studio is doing. It's like, well, they might just think of it as just a fun action game. Like they are picking up some more culture as they do it.
Yeah, which is great. Which is really good, because I think it's important to hold on to that piece of First Nation culture and keep it going.
Yeah, exactly.
But Arthur, as I said before, my question was being a First Nations developer, what does being a First Nation man mean to you?
Yeah, so like I was saying a bit before, so I'm Wanganuru Australia, and like Wanganuru it's pretty much on the border of NT, Northern Territory, South Australia and SA, and that's where my people are from. And so as a creator, I've always moved around and done a bunch as well. But being able to like help people facilitate their stories, because it takes a long time to build up the technical skills to work in my industry. I've been in for over 6 years, and before that I took a long time just to work out how to get to where I want to be anyway. So it's a big journey just to get started, and then even just outside the topics of getting work and stuff, it's just being able to facilitate, even on a general sense, people's projects. It takes a long time to get those conversations going, and and as First Nations people, like we are very sensitive with our stories and stuff like that, and we want to make sure that who we work with we can trust. So I've done many projects like museums and other things. So I'm very diversified with how I do stuff. So I like to try to be respectful and do as much as I can. And just over time, I've become a spot where people can come to me to help facilitate their stories.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so amazing. And do you think it is important to maintain and hold on to culture, First Nations culture? Yeah,
it's really important. Like we always have a lot of young ones feeling displaced and losing their identity. With First Nations Australia, like there was a whole like White Australia policy and a lot of things that we had like an active government effort to try to stifle our culture and stuff like that. A lot of people don't understand we are where we are because of active intervention methods that the government and different cultural bodies have tried to do against like Aboriginal Australian people. So it's important for us to have an active way to keep our stories alive. Like a lot of us don't grow up in the country, or don't know our language and stuff like that. And it's not just it's not like the old days, right? When I talk to our elders and stuff like that, there's a given that we would just absorb this stuff, but because we're not really growing up to them, it's not like the old days where you grow up together all the time, you're always together. We're all in different parts of the world in Australia, so it has to be like an active effort to retain and hold on to our stories. Otherwise, it's like we can't expect the young people to stay up to date with stuff. So we have to look into ways to keep their knowledge with them in the areas that they're interested in.
That's amazing. So, Arthur, would you agree that culture is dying out through the influence of how times are changing in our world, like through music and movies and social media?
I get what you mean. I think it's just becoming more homogenous. It just, as everything comes together into one, at times it just becomes, culture is the people around you and the stories you share and the life that you share as well, right? It's just that our culture and we're sharing our life with more of a global sense of stuff. So our culture is dying out, but it's more so that we're not making avenues that our culture can come stronger as like potency. I think of it like, if you're making a drink of like cordial in the water, we just have to make sure our cordial is stronger than the water. Otherwise, the flavor of the fun of our culture and the important part of our culture, we just lose it to everything else that's around us. So we just have to make sure that our flavor is strong enough to stay unique and you can still taste it no matter how much influences there are.
I love that. I absolutely love that. just by looking at Cheeky Boy, do you feel that it is an important instrument to connect with more young people to help maintain cultural stability?
Yeah, I think it's really important. So, for those that aren't aware, the Cheeky Boy is a Narunga story about a boy who's so naughty, he's kind of like Dennis the Menace, that he's just playing pranks and like just being cheeky, right? So much that he gets banished from the campsite, and then he gets cursed by the wind spirit Winera from the Narunga story, and then he turns into Jingo, and then a lot of bad stuff just keeps happening to him. You know, like keeping these like Dreamtime stories afloat, but also using modern ways of telling stories is really important. Like we always think about films and other ways to tell stories, but you know, video games are also, like people always don't, or they always forget about this, but the games industry is bigger than the film and music industry combined. Like it's actually a larger medium, and if we are using the games industry to tell our stories, we actually have a larger like industry to use.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially how many kids are out there. Yeah, in Australia, I mean, it's such a broad network and a great place to, you know, pitch cultural ideas so that it circulates. Because how many kids are playing video games every day?
And, you know, like there's a lot of fun stories out there just about how you do it. Also, you know, like there's no reason why, you know, we can't make fun stuff that people want to play. You know, we don't have to make things feel like not fun. Like me as a video game creator, like, you know, my focus is always going to be about what's the funnest way to like communicate an idea, right? Like I think just having the lack of creative vision is the thing that's going to harm sharing our stories than the actual story itself. Just like how we communicate stories. Yeah, very important.
What are the main impacts do you want your game to have on the wider community? Like what's the overall message you'd like to put out there, and how do you think your game will do that?
Yeah, so I've got many projects going on at the moment, but I'll just say with Cheeky Boy itself, you know, like just to give people the willingness and know-how that it's okay to experiment, to like, you know, new ideas are always scary to some people, to the majority of people usually, but you know, if to make games, to make opportunities, you have to be risky, you have to make choices and things. Just, it's okay to take hard risk, you just have to make sure that you're doing it with enough thought and stuff like that. So you know, when we do Cheeky Boy and other cultural stories, the main thing is always I'll be respectful, and you know, as long as we're sticking true to the source material and letting, you know, bring the elders and the community along with us as we make stuff. You know, it's a very important thing of like, if we're making something for the global audience or for schools and kids and stuff, bring them along with us, because you know, at the end of the day, if they're the people that's going to use in a general game developer sense, if you're going to make something, make sure you actually include the people that's actually going to be the people that use it at the end of the day. Absolutely.
Is there a process, like when you create a game, do you have to go through elders so that they cross-reference, check everything that is correct? Or?
Extremely preferably, yes. There are times when people come to you with an idea that's not as set. So I would weigh out like how much of the game idea is cultural. If it is a large cultural aspect, I would personally have apprehensions about doing it if there's an elder body that's a part of it. So, you know, if you're a person who wants to do a First Nation story and you're Aboriginal as well, talk to your elders and see if they can come on. Even if outside of the importance of having them on because of the story, whenever we're talking to funding bodies, whatever, because like these projects takes money and time. When we're talking to like the government, like for like grants and stuff, to say that we have recognition by the elders to do the story, it actually helps in actually acquiring more money. So if we're going to make a game, we have to think about the viability of where the money is to make that as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah. I'm glad that there's that, you know, young First Nations children can look up to you, and they have that, you know, that avenue, because I know a lot of First Nation kids would be playing video games and will want to do something in video game industry. So it's important that you're doing this and paving a way, a roadway for them to follow. And
well, maybe I tell a bit more about that. So right now, these days, we have like the Fortnite creator stuff where you can make like a world and stuff inside Fortnite in their creating tools, right? Yeah. But you know, back when I started in like the early 2000s when I was a kid, right? You know, there was games like Neopets or like, you know, RuneScape or something like that, or Hotel or stuff like that. So, you know, back in those days, you know, I had a choice, right? We had like family members who were doing gang stuff, like my brother, like their cousins and stuff, like, but you know, you gotta choose. Do you want to go do the stuff that's going to be destructive to you? Or do you want to do it something creative, right? You know, think about having a hobby, like you like drawing or painting. Why not think about, you know, how you can do that for a job? Like, you know, instead of going and waste your time doing something silly and being a cheeky boy and then getting cursed and turn into a dingo, right? Instead of like putting yourself at risk. If you, this thing, like if you're not around doing something productive, people around you as well, they won't see productive stuff happening. So if you're doing like stuff that, like, you know, I'm from Alice Springs, right? I'm from NT. I've been like there's a lot of naughty stuff happening, right? So try to think about how you can have a hobby that's actually potentially can lead into a job, right? So when back in those days with Neopets and stuff, you know, there was like game guilds or like groups of communities online, you know, and I would like make, it sounds more complex than it is, but there's HTML coding back then. Like right now I'll just make like fan guild pages where I would do like artwork and stuff and like make the website look nice in different colors. And like try to see how you can volunteer in your friend groups online and do creative, like make art for them, and like try to practice how do I make content for those around me. And then over time you actually build a skill set in making art or, you know, making music and stuff. And then maybe you make a song that goes into a video game, or, you know, you might work with someone. But because you won't get yourself in that position if you're not doing it as a hobby, you know, you won't have the skills when you need it if you're not doing it now. So even though you're young, it's worthwhile just tinkering and having fun with it.
Absolutely, brother. And any advice for like youngins that are wanting to pursue a career in video game industry and that are wanting to build like an indie game? Is there any advice that you would offer?
I do like mentoring as well, so feel free to reach out to me. Just after at Chee. You find me like LinkedIn or something, or my Instagram is like Cerulean Arthur. I might get flooded, but whatever. But anyway, so reach out to me and I'll see if I can give any guidance. There is a lot of ways to get into study, but the interesting things about our industry as game developers, it's more about how good you are. Skills are more important than education. So you don't have to go to TAFE or uni as long as you are good at what you do. And so say if you're like really good at making video game characters, you can probably just go straight into working for a game company. But, you know, until you actually spend the time as a hobby and building up the skills, you won't get there. So it's most important just to make sure you build your skills, because we're a skills-based company, industry.
Absolutely. That is so good. Well, Arthur, I thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for answering those questions, but also reminding us why it's important to maintain culture and why your work is important to continue to spread the First Nations culture amongst not only First Nations children, but also to the whole of Australia, and keeping that important culture. So
well, it's really important to be able to do it. And, you know, the fun things about having these skills, you know, we have the luxury of choice. You know, if you're a viable person as a First Nation creator for First Nation content, you can always say, you know, maybe you want to spend like a year or two making, I've worked on Call of Duty, like you say, I want to work on Fortnite, like maybe you want to spend 2 years on Fortnite and then just like go back to cultural stuff. Like, you have the luxury of choice if you make yourself someone that has value in this industry, right? You just need the skills, and that's just the thing that takes time.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thanks, bro.
No problem. It's nice to be able to have this chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you'd like to follow Arthur, all of his details will be in the description below. But again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye for now. Family, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed those videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the love and the support, and for being with me on this new journey. I can't thank you enough. Sending you all so much hugs, so much love, and so much support and strength and empowerment, as well as focus and determination and strength and victory and all positive and happy vibes and amazing blessings to you. This is Tonton from 5x5 saying thank you so much. I love you all. Have a great day, great night, wherever you are, wherever you're watching this. And yeah, I'll catch you at the next one. Bye for now.